Hi, this is Charlie Green, co-author of The Trusted Advisor, here to talk a little bit more about the trust equation. The trust equation, really the trustworthiness equation, is credibility plus reliability plus intimacy, all divided by self-orientation. I'm going to focus here on what we call the rational parts of the trust equation, credibility and reliability, and how you can increase your score in these components. First, why do I call those two parts the rational components? Several reasons. First, you can easily measure them. We take tests and give certifications to indicate content mastery, which is a big part of credibility. For reliability, we can measure things like on-time behaviors, adherence to schedules, and the like. So these two components are metric-friendly. In addition, they don't require as much emotional energy. You can be smart and masterful all by yourself. You can plan and execute on tasks. They require more discipline and hard work and not so much in the way of emotional courage or risk. However, paradoxically, when we turn to how you demonstrate credibility or reliability, things get a little more complicated. Let's start with credibility. The way you demonstrate subject matter mastery, for example, is not by telling people you're an expert. If you insist on talking too much about your expertise, you will lose points in the self-orientation part of the equation, enough to more than offset your actual credibility. You're much better off doing things like telling the truth. Interestingly, being willing to admit you don't know something is one of the most credible things you can say. Who would ever doubt you on saying, I actually don't know much about this? Here are 3 things you can do to enhance your credibility. First, it doesn't hurt to be smart. Do your homework, continue to pursue subject matter mastery so that you actually do know your stuff. Second, be open, honest, transparent, and accurate. That way people come to know that they can believe everything you tell them. There is no suspicion that you are holding back on the truth. Nothing destroys credibility like a suspicion that you're withholding or otherwise manipulating the information you share. Finally, ask smart questions. Not trick questions aimed at proving how clever you are, but questions that are aimed at defining your client's problem. These questions are aimed at helping your client rather than scoring points for your firm or for your ego. That way, your knowledge shows up as a byproduct in service to your client's broader goals. Don't be in a rush. Thoughtful, client-oriented questions inevitably reflect your own level of mastery. Something similar goes on with reliability. Yes, it doesn't hurt to have testimonials and track records to demonstrate reliability. But as with credibility, the best way to improve your reliability ratings is as a byproduct. Make lots of small promises and then be diligent about keeping them. Tell someone you'll have the deliverable on Monday and then make sure you exactly hit that deadline. Tell them the meeting will end by 3 p.m. and be sure you end it right on time. Think about people in your life that commit to a time and then consistently deliver right on time. You know you can rely on them. That's someone with high reliability. By the way, you may sometimes operate under the rule under-promise and over-deliver. Unfortunately, that means you are in a sense lying to the client. You're far better off doing exactly what you said you would do. After all, constantly surprising clients, good or bad, leaves them continually guessing, and that's the opposite of reliability. There are a lot of myths about trust. Maybe the biggest one is trust takes time. The only area in which that is actually true is reliability. Reliability, in fact, requires repeated experiences over the passage of time. So, make repeated small promises and keep every one of them. No hyperbole and no intentional misleading. If you ever do have to revoke a promise, do so immediately. Acknowledge it and replace it with a new promise, one which you'll focus even more on keeping. A few practical ways to increase your reliability include, first, as mentioned before, make a lot of promises and then keep them. They don't all have to be major big promises. The intent is to establish a rhythm and a pattern in things small as well as large. Deadlines, deliverables, and diligence are all fields for improving reliability. Second, and curiously, though reliability is largely a rational trait, some of the best ways to improve it are emotional. For example, learn your client's vocabulary, abbreviations, procedures, ways of talking. The sense that you speak their language helps with a sense of familiarity, comfort, and reliability. Finally, in the same vein, Being meticulous about your promises really helps. Watch out for underpromising as much as overpromising.